the big society as a vision for modern conservatism was around long before it became clear that such a violent scaling back of the state would be needed. So it's clear that the big society comes from something more than simply concealing a Thatcherite urge to go out there and purge the world of public sector workers. It's about a sense that Britain, in particular, in the context in which David Cameron is talking about it, is a country that is incredibly centralised. There are new academies being opened day in, day out now, up and down the country, which have far greater freedoms over how they choose to run their school. And Michael Gove's flagship policy, our Education Secretary, around free schools, which allows any willing provider who's wanting to come in and set up a school and deliver education, including groups of parents, including, hopefully, although they don't seem particularly keen for some reason, teaching unions, to come and take back from responsibilities. But nonetheless, for me, there is a problem, and there is a problem best demonstrated by one of the graphs that Vision highlighted earlier on, which showed us the level of public trust in public services. And on that graph, we were encouraged to look at the decline in public trust in public services over the kind of 2008, 2009, everything was blowing up, it was Armageddon, we didn't know where we were going to be. And the UK starts at the lowest point for trust in public services, I believe, because people in Britain have no say over their public services whatsoever, have no interaction with how these public services are run, have no authority to boot out the people who are running them if they think they're doing wrong. And a really good point was made here about whether or not the British conservative conception of the big society is applicable to Italy. One of the facts about the UK...
What action can you take against a volunteer? I can see that Max was itching to get in on this debate, so I wouldn't do so much.
Well, I mean, nobody, don't worry, is asking you to replace your social worker or your neighbour's social worker. And I think there is something, and there's something extraordinary about a view of society that says we can trust people on estates to pick the paint, but we can't trust them to look in on the woman who lives next door to them. I think that's an extraordinary conception of society. We're talking here about all kinds of different kind of funny words about trust and responsibility and accountability. The States, that's marvellous. Although I suspect, as you say, you need a cap on the proportion. But we do need to be more efficient. We do need to be much more ambitious about how we try and continue to live in the kind of society, a socially just society, dare I say it, a progressive society that we want, without doing so by creating your Leviathan. And doing so in a way that doesn't crush and inhibit private activity, private business, but also civil society, and exactly that.